What's up, guys? So I'm gonna tackle this down real quick you know, of how did I manage to start developing back issues at 10 years old. Next thing I'm probably gonna title it, How Did I Develop Back Issues at 10 Years Old? That would be the title of this video. So, before I get any further than that, if you have not done so, make sure you all subscribe to the channel so that way I can provide more content for you guys. And remember, you make sure you keep that notification bell on so that way you don't miss any videos that I upload. So, how did I start? How did this all started? Why did I start developing back issues at 10 years old? Really, that's what it started at 10 years old. It started like around 2008. So I was like 10 years old, but like I was like turning 11. So I was still 10 years old. So there were two reasons of why I started developing back issues. The first and foremost is lack of water. Lack of water or lack of fluid, period. I wasn't getting enough water and I wasn't getting enough juice. You know, I always say that the most expensive thing in the world that you can ever have is your body. So, you know, I mean, at that time, at 10 years old, I mean, let's be honest, you know, you're not thinking nothing but just having fun, but just being a kid. So you don't quite understand of how important health really is until, you know, years down the line. You know what I mean? So I didn't quite understood it until I was like 14, 15 years old. And that's basically because my dad was kind of on my ass about it because he had his own health issues. So he didn't want me to end up what he's going through. So, you know, having said that, this is going to be a little story. You know, it's going to be a little story. It's probably going to be a little long, but I want to keep it visual as possible so that way you guys can understand and visualize of how I go through. So I can remember a time when this was on the third grade, 2008. I was 10 years old. I was about to I think I was doing classwork at that time. And as I'm doing my classwork, I can feel some like pinching on my back. And I felt like this nerve pinching on my back. Not nerve pinching. It was like a little pinch. Like either somebody was stabbing me with it, or stabbing me something with it, or somebody would just like punch the shit out of my back. That's how it felt. And you know, I wanted to try to keep going and try to keep pushing because I always had a mentality. You know, I wanted to just try to get through it at least through the end of the school. So, or at least the end of the day, you know. So, but man, it would start hurting bad. Like it was hurting bad, and it came to a point where like I had to stop, and I had to let the teacher know like, hey, my back was hurting really bad, and oh, I forgot another thing, which was, you know, carrying a whole bunch of shit on my book bag. In other words, carrying a whole lot of textbooks and folders and notebooks all over my back, and eventually it took a toll on my back. So that was another reason. Now onto the story. So I went up to she sent me to the office. The teacher had sent me to the office so I could call my mother, and you know, because I only knew my mom's number, I didn't know my dad's number. You know, because a long time I was living with my mom. So, you know, I mean, I still live with my dad too, but they were divorced and stuff like that. So, I think there was a video I did not so long ago. I can't remember the title of it, but, you know, I was living with my mom the majority of the time. So, you know, but my dad was still in the present, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where, like, you know, every other day you see your dad, but you're still living with your mom, basically. So, you know. No, my mom and my dad were not together. So, anyway, it's one of those. So, you know, I call my mom and, you know, tell her to come and get me. And, you know, to take me to the doctor. Because I need to go checked out because something was really, really bad. And I knew it was bad. Man, when you started, it was hurting so bad, I could hardly even walk. That's how bad this shit was. It was bad. I could hardly even walk. Like, really, I was going like this the whole time. I was just going like this, just walking like this because that's how bad the pain was. Oh my god, I could almost feel it. I can almost feel it to this day. Oh my god, my back hurts just by talking about it. Oh my god, man. So anyway, as I'm waiting for my mom to pick me up, the office people had told me to go lay down and wait for her to come and pick me up. So they had this a little clinic bed that you just go on and they lay there until your parents pick you up or whatever. So I'm laying in there, and as I'm laying in there, I feel like something heat was about to come on my stomach. So I was like, what the hell is this? And not only that, but I'm trying to cure up and trying to lay it back on my bed and on this bed, and I'm just trying to relax and shit. And then I started developing these, this urge to throw up. I was like, what the hell is this, man? So I was about to get up and go to the bathroom, because just in case if it was gonna happen. But before I even went to get out of the office and go to the bathroom, it already happened. I started puking all over the floor. What's funny is that I remember what I puked on. What I puked on. It was French toast. It was Eggo French toast sticks. I can remember that vividly. If I can remember the pain, I can sure as I remember the shit that I threw up at. I know it's weird. Some people tell me that I have a memory of an elephant. So, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I remember a lot of good things, a lot of good and bad things. That's just me. I just carried it with me. But yeah. So I was puking a lot. I was crying because I was in pain and I felt bad and shit. And by the time my mom came back, I was still crying and. I was in pain, man. I was hurting really, really bad. You don't know back pain until you live through it. I mean, listen, I know guys that had back issues through hernias and shit, like shit, Hodgkin's, they have back issues, so they know what it's like. And man, shit, back issues is nothing to be played with. I don't give a shit what anybody say. So anyway, my mom took me to my primary doctor first, and then, as we were on the road, since because I couldn't sit normally, I had to lay down on the chair, on the seat like this, so I can kind of put support on my back, because I could not even move, I could not even walk, I could hardly even walk. So, so we got there. And the doctor had put pressure on my stomach. So in case if you have something like kidney issues or whatever the case, if you might have some dehydration or something bad is in your stomach, or you might have some hernia or whatever the case, right? Well, I don't think if you have hernia, you would know if you have a hernia if you feel like it's if you have some a ball or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but. Anyway, they checked that just in case, but so as each time she put pressure on my stomach, every time I tell her that it hurts. Every single time. Because she tells me that, on the pressure point that she put, I have to tell her that, it hurts. So all the time she put pressure on my stomach, it hurted. So right then and there, she told my mother that she had to take me to the hospital. Now, from that point on, I was scared. I was terrified. I was like, oh my God. Oh, hell, man. If one thing I'd rather not go is hospital. No, man. Because you're thinking in your head, as a kid, as a child, you think in your head, oh shit, what the hell? Is it, and my back's broken, or is it something really bad? I was nervous. I was really, really nervous. It was a lot of things was going in my mind as they were telling her that. So, lo and behold, my mom had to take me to the hospital, and it was It was a hospital called the Memorial. I think it was called Memorial West Miramar Hospital. Uh, Although I would not want to go back to any hospital, period, I would say that the hospital I was at, they actually took care of me very good. Uh, they did, and they made sure that my health was on check and whatever, and they did the job. I love working in there. I love I loved about the hospital itself. But anyway, so they did some blood tests on me, and they put some IV on, and and then while doing that, my dad came by, and he hung out for a little while. He just came off from work. He works in a police department in Miami-Dade. Yeah, so you know how it is, and as a police department, his job basically is just distributing cars and shit, which that could be, it's the work of itself. So anyway, as my parents were there and shit, and from what I'm understanding, we were waiting to get a X-ray done. So I'm doing that, and I can feel in my mind, honestly, I feel like I thought I was gonna die, cause you know how they put those IV on you, and they put that little forgot the I forgot the medicine for it that kind of puts you to sleep, that they put you to sleep on real quick. I forgot what the name is called, but basically it was a really strong medicine to the point where like it was making me sleepy, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was in my mind I felt like I was dying because I didn't feel anything on my body. Like it felt weird. I never felt it before. Obviously I know now. It's basically it's putting you to sleep. It's more like it's like an ibuprofen, like a stronger, like a steroid ibuprofen, and it's like a sleeping pill, basically. So, but that time, I mean, as a 10 years old kid, I mean, you wouldn't think of that, would you? I mean, you're 10 years old. So anyway, as I'm trying to fight through it and shit, it was time for me to get my X-ray done, and of course they have my blood work and everything. So long story short, I did suffer a severe case of dehydration. Right, not case, just a severe dehydration. And it was funny is that before all that occurred, during the visit at the hospital, I can remember a time where I'll be drinking nothing but water and Gatorade because I was so thirsty. I told my mom, I asked my mom for some water or Gatorade, and I was drinking them like it was nothing. That's how thirsty it was. So that tells you right there, I was dehydrated. So, that was a hell of a release. I didn't have to stay for one night. That was my mind to make sure that I did not want to stay in that hospital for no apparent reason. I did not want to stay in there, period. Not even for one night. No, absolutely not. Still to this day, I make sure that I don't ever go back to no hospital, period. And I make sure that my health is on check. Okay? Because, like I always say, like I said before, the most expensive thing in the world is your body. So, take care of it wisely. That's my advice. But, yeah, it was dehydration. And then also, not only that, but another thing it was because I also was still developing like inflammatory. The type of thing I was dealing with in school was more like a pinch. It was more like a pinch, and like somebody was like punching the shit out of you, and just like it was just like really really bad. But it was another type of pain where it's like inflammatory and shit, and that's from all those heavy ass book bags and shit that I used to do from elementary to high school. And eventually it took a toll off of my back. So for now, I make sure whenever workouts I'm doing or the jobs I'm gonna do, I have to kind of be careful what I do with my back, because I don't want to snap on my back again and end up going to the hospital again. Because that's the last thing I ever want to do is go back to the hospital. Absolutely not. Oh man. So there you have it, man. That's the reason why I started developing back issues. at 10 years old. It was dehydration. Even now to this day, I have to kind of make sure that I have water and I have Gatorade with me, and make sure I have enough good fluids and nutrients on my body. You know, I still suffer from dehydration. Not as bad as it was, you know, that long time ago, but it's still there. So I still develop it a little by little, but it's not as bad. I'm still trying to keep it in check and make sure that I got the nutrients I need. So, you know, oh, I would have wished that on nobody, man. Dealing with back issues is nothing to be playing with. Shit, you don't have to take my word for it. You can go ahead and go and ask the Hodgkins themselves. Matter of fact, I'm sure they talk about it a whole lot of times of their back issues with their herniated disc and shit. I know they got, yeah, I know their back is as fucked up as far worse than mine. So, but you know what? Despite all the back issues I have, I still go out there and I still go hit the gym and I still go do my thing. As you can see there, I'm still talking to you guys, I'm still doing my part, and I'm still, you know, building up my career and all that stuff. So the moral of this is, you know, don't let nothing stop you. You know, yeah, you develop the back issues, the knee issues and stuff, but there's always a will, there's always a way. And that's why it's always best to make sure your health is on check and your health is, you know, you take care of yourself. Because you never know, years from now, as you get older one day, you pay the shit that you're doing now, you will pay for it later, years from now. Okay, I'm the type of person that I like to take care of my body now at this day, young age, at 25 years old, rather than start taking care of my body at 40, 50, 60 years old, when I could have done that at 20, 30. You know what I mean? Because then by that time, at 40, 50, 60 years old, I started having some health issues already. So I kind of make sure that, you know, even though I'm still going through, you know, itty bitty health issues, like I said, you know, I have back issues, and you know, I do some cases that have, you know, dehydration problems and shit, but you know, I still try to keep them on track. So, oh, that's my story. That's my story on that. And you know, did any of you guys ever had any back? What tell us you guys story of, you know, the time you guys ever had any back issues or any type of health issues, period. Let me know in the comment below. You know, everybody has their health scares of, you know, their experience and shit. Mine is basically, it was back issues, you know. I can, man, I'm not gonna stress it anymore. Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, you can do me a fellow favor and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, smash that share button. Remember, you make sure you keep that notification bell on so that way you don't miss any videos that I upload. Well, guys, until next time, peace out. Yeah, let's go.